good morning, and welcome to the Ria and Alka show. We're just, we're always amazing to see you all because, we want you to always keep learning and always keep growing in your business and in life in general. And so what Ria and I are sharing with you, Trudy is going to be what Ria is sharing from her book, from Robert Kiyosaki's Financial IQ, and what I'm sharing with you from Napoleon Hill, and the two other books that I've shared with you, but it's all to do with mindset, and that's mindset is everything. But anyhow, welcome to today's show, and Ria, my amazing co-host, is going to share. She's going to lead the conversation. So I'm excited to know what she's going to talk about today. So in the meantime, guys, welcome to Ria and Alka show. My name is Alka.
My name is Ria, and
welcome to our show. So Ria, I'm going to pass the mic on to you.
Thank you, Alka. So I'm going to share my screen, and so we can start on today's topic from Increase Our Financial IQ by Robert Kiyosaki. And today's topic is, let me just find my caller. A look at history, part 2. I love history. So these are some of the lessons I learned from reading the book. I'm going to be sharing 10 lessons. So the first lesson I learned is in 1974, before I was born, workers, they needed to become investors for their paradise island. And let's choose a color. Well, my son tinkered with this, and so there it is, Mr. Son.
Good colored palettes.
Yes, I was looking for it, and so that's the retirement. So workers needed to become investors for their retirement. Lesson number 2. This then gave rise to 401k in the USA. Third, the problem with 401k is that the government, they plugged the loophole. This is the corkscrew. They plugged it for workers to, let me just color this. This is the corkscrew. If you buy a bottle of wine, this is the corkscrew. So the government plugged the loophole for workers too. Let me explain. Lesson number 4. So when a person, let me explain this corkscrew plugging of the loophole. When a person who works for their money, his or her income is taxed as earned income. Lesson number 5. Earned income it is the most highly taxed. So if we remember the 4 quadrants of Robert Kiyosaki, in his book, we have the E, employee, S, self-employed, B, business, and I, investors. So let me just write employee, self-employed, big businesses, I is for the investors. And if we remember the tax system on this, each of this quadrant, employee gets taxed at 40%. Self-employed gets taxed at 60%. Big businesses gets taxed at 20%. I, the investor, gets taxed at 0%. So lesson number 6. So when a worker they draw or withdraw money from his or her 401k. 401k is a type of retirement here in the USA. That income comes out as, do you guess what it is? Earned income, which is the mostly the most highest tax. 7. And what else is earned income? What about the interest from our savings? Is taxed at, what do you think that is? And that is also earned income. So when we save our money in the bank and we get 0.01% interest, probably it's high now, like 0.05% interest, that money we get is earned income. Lesson number 8. This means a person who does the following, and my muscles are getting bigger from working hard. Who works hard a person who saves money and a person who is trying to get out of debt just and saves for his, what do we all do? Our paradise island. 401k is working for the most highly taxed income, and that is the earned income. Lesson number 10. People following these rules have their money picked clear by who? This is the ocean, and these are the sharks. By who? By predators. And demonstrate a low financial IQ. Because why? Because they give away a large portion of their income. So to recap on today's topic, which is a look at history part 2 from the book Increase Our Financial IQ by 𝗦𝗵𝗲. Here are my 10 lessons learned. And I love history because it gives me a clearer picture of what I can do now so that I can improve my future. So in 1974, workers needed to become investors for their what? Retirement. And this was 2 years before I was born. And this gives rise to 401k here in the USA. So what does 401k means? 401k, if you're an employee and your employer offers retirement account, this is what they call it, 401k retirement account. So what that means is before you even see your paycheck, your money gets deducted. It automatically goes into your 401k retirement account, and your employer may contribute a share to your retirement. Some employers don't. So every employer is different. So it's up to you to put in your money into your retirement account. There is no more pension here in the USA. So that's why 401k was born in around 1974. Lesson number 3. The problem with 401k, according to the book, the government plugged these loopholes for the workers too. And let me explain why. So lesson number 4, when a person works for money, his or her income is taxed as earned income. It is earned income. So when I work as an employee, my income is taxed as earned income. And earned income, lesson number 5, is the most highly taxed. Can you imagine? I work hard for my money, and my money is being taxed at the highest rate. So 𝗦𝗵𝗲 4 quadrants, the E, employee, S, self-employed, B, business, I, investors, demonstrate how taxes are distributed in the E, employee, S, self-employed, B, big business, I, investors. So if I am an employee, my tax is 40%. If I am self-employed, my tax is 60%. If I'm a big business, my tax is 20%. If I'm an investor, my tax is 0%. So where are we in the quadrant? And if we're on the E and the self-employed bracket, on the left side, our goal is to be on the right side. We want to be in the big business. That means we need to solve our community's problem. And we need to be in the investor, where we pay big business 20% tax and investors pay 0% tax. So lesson number 6, when workers withdraw their money, his or her 401k here in the USA, that income comes out as earned income. Now, earned income is the most highly taxed. Lesson number 7, guess what interest from savings, the money we put in and store away in our banks? Savings is taxed at, again, earned income, the most highly taxed. Lesson number 8, this means a person who works hard, a person who saves money, a person who gets out of debt, a person who saves his retirement in 401k is working for the most highly taxed income. And that is, you guess it right, earned income. And lesson number 10, people following these rules have their money picked clear by financial predators. And we demonstrate a low financial IQ because we give away a large portion of our income. So if we're taxed at 40%, if I am an employee and taxed at 40%, I'm giving 40% of my income to the government. However, if I'm an investor, 0%. So tell me, which side are you on and which side are you working to get to? So those are my lessons learned for today. I hope you learned something. So stay tuned for more Alka and Ria's show. And please let us know in the comment what you learned from this topic. And we surely love to hear from you guys. You're muted, Alka.
Sorry about that. So, Ria, that was wonderful. Absolutely love that. You know what? There are two things that I got to take out of is the quadrant. Now we need to always analyze as to where are we right now in the quadrant. Are we employee? Are we self-employed? Are we business or small business or an investor? So where are we right now in the quadrant? I think that's really important. That we need to always assess ourselves at every step of the way so that we know as to where are we right now, how can we really improve our lives, how can we improve, for our families moving forward. So what do you think about that? Do you think people need to analyze themselves every step to know where they are and how they can truly improve their lives?
That is correct, because when I came here in the USA, I was just like anybody else coming here as belonging to the E employee quadrant, paying the the highest tax. As a physician, our taxes, we pay 50% of our income to the government. So I didn't come with any financial IQ. So yes, but that doesn't mean that I'm stuck there. So learning every day by tuning into our show, reading more books about finance, about, getting into a business where you can make or create a plan, a blueprint plan that you can follow, where your goal is to either become a big business or become an investor. So you slowly can transition from getting out of the left quadrant, which is the E and the self-employed being taxed at 40 and 60% respectively, to going into the B, big business, or I, the investor, where they are taxed 20% and 0% respectively. So that is my goal. And hopefully that is your goal too, because that's where a lot of the money, a lot of bigger things, philanthropic things. We can help our community. We can provide scholarships. We can do a lot of good things with the money that we have.
Definitely. So the more that you invest is the more that you can reinvest. So the more you invest, be in the investor quadrant, on the right side of the quadrant. So the more you start to invest, the more money you're making. You're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy the process by making more money, because when you're making more money along the way, like Ria just said, you know, you can do philanthropic work, so you can reinvest into other areas too by doing greater good for the community, for your church, for your, you know, anything that you want. As long as you have money, you are making money yourself as an investor, but then that allows you also to reinvest into other structures, allows you to do you know, do philanthropic work. I mean, I love that. Ria loves that, and we love to do that. We love to give back to the community, to the church, to, you know, to charities, because I think that's the most important thing. But Ria, you know what? Taxed at 40 or 60%. Wow, that is high. I mean, you know, I would rather, you know, not have the tax people, the CRA or the IRS, you know, take the money. We need to keep that money so that we can do greater good when it comes to communities.
Yes, and the way to do it legally is to do what the government wants us to do, which is be a partner, solve their problems, solve our community's problem, and they give what? The tax incentives, the tax breaks for us citizens in solving our community's problem, because the government itself cannot solve our problems. They have so much problems that they have to tackle. So by helping the government, they will give you, they will give me, they will give all of us these tax incentives. It is true in the USA, and is certainly true all over the world.
Absolutely. So take advantage of that, guys. Take advantage of how you can truly, you know, really elevate your life, really, you know, learn how you can navigate through the process. So if you don't want to spend so much when it comes to tax, you know, the taxpayers are taking your money 40-60%. That is huge. So if we can all learn to save in an appropriate way, how we can reduce our taxes, you know, let's do it. Let's do that. So we have come to the end of the show, guys, but thank you so much. Always tuning in to the Ria and 𝗥𝗵𝗲 show. We love to have you. And we are back. We are back. So we want to see you each and every morning. Thank you so much, as always, taking out your time, because your time is valuable, and time is more valuable than money. So we appreciate you for tuning in all the time. So take care, guys. Have an amazing, amazing day. So make the rest of the day the best.